welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you what I try and promise you will be a very competitive game as the Shawnee Mission West Vikings take on the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors first from Shawnee Mission West.
Hello, I am Jose Vasquez and I am a senior.
I'm Cole Karsten and I'm also a senior.
I'm Ryan and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Jay and I'm a sophomore also.
I'm Hannah and I'm a junior.
And our competitors from Blue Valley Northwest.
I'm Jesse, I'm a senior.
I'm Andrew, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Josh, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Crystal, I'm a junior.
I'm Dan, and I'm a freshman.
Fantastic. I didn't realize that the introductions were going to be the most difficult part of tonight's game, but we managed to get through that. Here in categories in the first round, each team will take turns answering questions. If a team does respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. We did a coin toss before we started taping, and it was won by the Huskies. So Huskies, here is the first category. It's Fine Arts Sculpture, and it is a multiple choice. Sculpture in which of the figures, this is a sculpture in which the figures stand out slightly from the background. Is it called a bas-relief, a fresco, a mosaic, or a collage? Crystal, I see you're ringing in. Go ahead.
A bas-relief?
It is a bas-relief. That is correct. Way to concentrate over the buzzers. Good job. Vikings, you have the next category, and it is sports. Name the Winter Olympic event in which a two-runner sled carries a rider down an 80-meter ice track at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. Cole.
Bobsled. Two-man bobsled.
We will take bobsled. Bobsled, luge, or skeleton. Either one of those we would accept. Huskies, world geography is your category. What two independent South American countries are named after famous men? Josh?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this world geography category. What two independent South American countries are named after famous men? Ryan?
Bolivia and Venezuela.
That is incorrect. Bolivia and Colombia. Bolivia and Colombia. Vikings, you do get the next category, and it is ancient civilizations. The bowl was considered sacred in what ancient Mediterranean civilization? Cole?
The Minoan.
The Minoan is exactly right. Northwest, science, space is your category. Name any three of the original 7 Mercury astronauts. Dan?
Gus Grissom. Oh, man. Sorry. Forgot.
Time on that. Vikings, you have the chance to steal this same category, science and space. Name any 3 of the original 7 Mercury astronauts. Cole?
Gus Grissom, John Glenn, and Armstrong.
Sorry, Armstrong is not on that list. Grissom is, Glenn is, Alan Shepard, Scott Carpenter, Deke Slayton, Gordon Cooper, and Wally Schirra are the original 7. Vikings, you do get the next category, however. It is U.S. geography, specifically volcanoes. Before Mount St. Helens blew her top, the only active volcano in the continental United States was contained in a national park, which was named for the volcano located near the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. Name the park or the volcano. Nope, I think Hannah did get it in. We'll go ahead, Hannah.
Mount Shasta?
It is not Mount Shasta. Northwest, you have a chance to steal this U.S. geography volcanoes question. Before Mount St. Helens blew her top, the only active volcano in the continental United States was contained in a national park which was named for the volcano, located near the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. Name the park or the volcano. Jesse.
Mount Hood.
It is not Mount Hood. We're looking for Lawson Volcanic National Park or Lawson Peak. Huskies, you get the next category at U.S. history. The American Federation of Labor was organized in 1886 in what city? Jesse?
Boston.
It is not Boston. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. history category. The American Federation of Labor was organized in 1886 in what city? Hannah?
New York.
It is not New York. It is Chicago. Chicago. Vikings, you get the next category. It is science quotes. What famous scientist said this? There comes a point when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. All great discoveries have involved such a leap. Cole.
Newton, Sir Isaac Newton.
It is not Newton. Northwest, chance to steal this science quotes category. What famous scientist once said, there comes a point when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. All great discoveries have involved such a leap. Crystal. Edison. It is not Edison, it's Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. Huskies, you do get the next category. It is artists. Called during his lifetime the divine painter, who was the artist who painted the School of Athens? Andrew? Pardon me?
Michelangelo.
It is not Michelangelo. Shawnee Mission West, you have a chance to steal this artist category. Called during his lifetime the divine painter, who is the artist who painted the School of Athens? Hannah?
Raphael.
Raphael is the correct answer. West, you do get the next category. It is a geography. It's a fairly long sentence, but please follow with me if you, it would be best if you followed with me, let's say that. It contains the geographical center of the United States, as well as the largest gold mine in the world. Rich in Old West lore, with such names as Belforge, Deadwood, and Wounded Knee, the state is home to some 30,000 Indians living on large reservations. Name the state of the Badlands and the Black Hills. Ryan.
South Dakota.
It is South Dakota. Huskies, general knowledge is the next category. Celebrities and government officials complain when their quotations are taken out of what? Dan.
Context.
Context is exactly right. Vikings, science, atmosphere. What 10-letter adjective describes that point at which rising relative humidity in a mass of air reaches 100% and the air holds its full capacity of water vapor at the given temperature? Hannah?
Stratosphere.
Cannot accept stratosphere. Huskies, chance to steal this science atmosphere question. What 10-letter adjective describes that point at which rising relative humidity in a mass of air reaches 100% and the air holds its full capacity of water vapor at the given temperature? Jesse?
Mesosphere.
It is not mesosphere. We're looking for saturation. Saturation. Northwest, you do get the next category, and it is current events. The United States commemorated the 125th anniversary of the dedication of which famous New York landmark last month? Dan?
Statue of Liberty.
It is the Statue of Liberty. Vikings, military history is the category. Who said about the Caribbean invasion, "I am to blame. How could I have been so far off base? How could I have been so stupid to let them go ahead?" Cole.
Roosevelt.
It is not Roosevelt. Sorry. Huskies, chance to steal this military history category and even the score at 4. Who said about a Caribbean invasion, "I am to blame. How could I have been so far off base?"
Kennedy.
It is Kennedy. And you have tied the score at 4 apiece. Huskies, you do get the next category. It is sports. What 2 positions in baseball use a substantially different glove from the other 7? Jesse?
Catcher and pitcher.
Cannot accept catcher and pitcher. Vikings, chance to steal the sports category. What two positions in baseball use substantially different gloves from the other 7? Jay?
First base and catcher.
First base and catcher is the correct answer. Vikings, you have the next category, and it is economics. Much like a corporate stock, a T-bill is an instrument the U.S. government uses to raise money. What does this T stand for? Cole?
Treasury.
Treasury is correct. Blue Valley Northwest, art is the next category. Which Italian city was famous for being the home of such masters as Veronese, Titian, and Tintoretto? Crystal?
Florence?
It is not Florence. Vikings, chance to steal this art category. Which Italian city was famous? Ryan, it is Venice.
Sorry.
That is correct. Vikings, you do get the next category, and it is languages, specifically French. What French term used in English means necessary according to convention? Cole?
Per se.
Cannot say per se. Huskies, chance to steal this languages French category. What French term used in English means necessary according to convention? Joshua?
Etc.
It is not etc. It is de rigueur, or de rigueur. Huskies, you do get the next category. It is literature. This handsome, charming author of The Great Gatsby seemed to have, Crystal?
Fitzgerald?
It is Fitzgerald. Vikings, math is your category. What is the absolute value of the reciprocal of -5? Ryan?
1/5.
1/5 is correct. Huskies, mythology is your category. 3 sea nymphs were granted life as long as they could detain navigators on their way. They did this by singing so sweetly. Dan?
The sirens.
The sirens is correct. Vikings, geography is your category. The Alcan Highway is a military supply route between Canada and Alaska built to defend Alaska during World War II. What is the Pan American Highway? Cole?
Between the U.S. and Mexico.
Cannot accept that. Sorry. Huskies, chance to steal this geography category. The Alcan Highway is a military highway supply route between Canada and Alaska built to defend Alaska during World War II. What is the Pan American Highway? Jesse?
The highway between the United States and Panama.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that either. We're looking for the highway that connects North and South America all the way through Central America. Close on both of them. Huskies, literature is your category. His lifelong search for universal harmony resulted in his writings about non-resistance to evil. His ideas influenced Gandhi. Name this Russian author. Crystal?
Tolstoy.
It is Tolstoy, and you did get that in right before the end of the first half. And you have tightened the score just a bit. At our halftime score, we have Shawnee Mission West 8 and Blue Valley Northwest 7. Before we head into our second half, we're going to go to a campus update in which a member from each team will give us the goings-on of their school and their community. And from Shawnee Mission West, we have Cole. Cole, what is happening with the Vikings?
All right, at the Vikings, our cross-country team recently got 4th at state. We're having our blood drive this Wednesday, and we're participating in the school can drive still, and the district-wide can drive.
Fantastic, and I believe you also celebrated your 50th homecoming parade this last fall? Yes. Oh, that's pretty important stuff right there. All right, Huskies, Jesse, what is going on with Blue Valley Northwest?
Well, our debate squad is doing really well this year. At the Blue Valley Invitation, we were able to place 4th in the novice division and 3rd and 4th in the open. Our boys soccer team season ended a little earlier than we would have liked to, but we still placed 4th at state. And our chess team took 1st place from Rockhurst at the Blue Valley Chess Tournament last week.
Outstanding. Good stuff. All right, as we head into our second round here on categories, it is the lightning round in which a question is placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team does respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. And on this show, we are starting our lightning round with our look and listen category, in which the correct response is worth 2 points. So both teams, go ahead and have your hands on your buzzers and go ahead and look at the monitor here in the studio and name the park where this memorial is located. Cole.
Central Park.
It is Central Park. That is correct. And so you do get 2 points to start off the lightning round. Both teams, here are the remainder of the questions for the lightning round, starting off with a vocabulary category. What is the last word in this palindrome? No, it is opposed. Art sees trades. Jose?
On.
It is not on. Huskies, chance to steal this vocabulary category with this question. What is the last word in this palindrome? No, it is opposed. Art sees trades. Crystal?
Not.
It is not. It is opposition. It's a lot easier to see when you're looking at the card, believe it or not. All right, both teams. Movies is the category. Who played the lead character, Dirk Pitt, in the hit film Sahara? Ryan.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. At least it was a hit in your eyes, right? All right. Government for both teams. Any institution in which scholars pursue research in public policy is called what? Crystal.
A facility.
It is not a facility. Vikings, chance to steal this government category. Any institution in which scholars pursue research in public policy is called what? Cole?
A center?
It is not a center. We're looking for something a little more slangy. Think tank. A think tank is what we're looking for. U.S. history, both teams. The year was 1783. The background music was The World Turned Upside Down. The two main people involved were George Washington and Lord Cornwallis. The site was Yorktown, Virginia. What event was taking place? Dan.
The end of the American Revolution.
The end of the American Revolution is correct, or the surrender of the British. Next category for both teams, another U.S. history category, this one specifically for presidents. Which president received the most electoral votes? Hannah.
George Washington?
It is not George Washington. Huskies? Dan?
Nixon.
It is not Richard Nixon. It's Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan. General knowledge for both teams. What is the primary source of demographic data in the United States? Jesse?
United States Census.
The United States Census is correct. Science, meteorology for both teams. What word do meteorologists use to mean that clouds cover more than 9/10 of the sky? Hannah?
Mostly cloudy.
Cannot accept mostly cloudy. Huskies, chance to steal this science meteorology category. What word do meteorologists use? Andrew? Pardon me?
Overcast.
Overcast is what we're looking for. Shakespeare for both teams. From Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, what is the meaning of the expression salad days? Hannah?
Like the days when they were young.
Days when they're young, of youth and experience. Very good. U.S. geography for both teams. In what state are these national monuments? Canyon de Chelly, Casa Grande. Cole?
New Mexico?
It is not New Mexico. Huskies, chance to steal this U.S. geography category. In what state are these national monuments? Canyon de Chelly, Casa Grande, Hohokam-Pima, Montezuma Castle, Navajo, Organ Pipe Cactus, Saguaro, and Sunset. Dan?
Arizona.
It is Arizona. Both teams, economics is your category. Which phrase most likely completes this news item? Major banks raised their blank to 7.5% today. Jay?
Interest rates.
Cannot accept interest rates. Huskies. Economics is the category, and it's your chance to steal. What phrase most likely completes this new term? Many major banks raised their blank to 7.5% today. Jesse,
APR,
go ahead and explain that a little bit further for me.
annual percentage rate.
Cannot accept annual percentage rate. We're looking for prime rate. Prime rate. Both teams, history is the category, and it is multiple choice. Were the earliest sea merchants based on the Syrian, Spanish, Italian, or South American coast? Ryan.
Syrian?
The Syrian coast is correct. General knowledge for both teams. How many times a year does the sun rise at the North Pole? Cole.
Twice.
It is not twice. Huskies, chance to steal this general knowledge category. Crystal?
None.
It is not none. It's right in the middle. One time. One time. Science, environment for both teams. What is the largest source of ocean pollution? Cole.
Trash.
Cannot accept trash. Sorry. Huskies. Dan? Oil. Oil is correct.
Good job.
Math is the next category. What is the sum of the prime factors of 99? Crystal.
17.
Right on the money. Perfect. Spelling for both teams. How do you spell invertebrate? Joshua.
Inverterate.
Cannot accept that. Sorry. Vikings, chance to steal the spelling category. How do you spell invertebrate? Hannah.
Envirterate.
That too is unacceptable. Next category for both teams is literature. What is the what is the first line of Paul Revere's Ride by Longfellow? Hannah.
Listen, my children, I shall tell you a tale.
That's exactly right. We will take that perfectly. Fine arts, theater for both teams. Name the, it's from the Music Man, by the way. Name River City's librarian. Dan?
Marion Peru. Marion Peru.
Marion Peru is acceptable. Art, paintings for both teams. What is the outstanding characteristic of the women painted by Rubens? Hannah?
They're like very, like, I'm not sure the right, like voluptuous, I guess.
Voluptuous. We will take voluptuous or overweight.
I can't think of the right word.
That's a pretty good description of it. Economics. In 1817, both teams, here we go. In 1817, an economist theorized that free trade between nations would be mutually profitable if each specialized in goods for which it has a comparative advantage. Was this principle proffered by Adam Smith, David Ricardo, John Maynard Keynes, or John Stuart Mill? Jay?
John Stuart Mill.
That is incorrect. Huskies, chance to steal this economics category. In 1817, an economist theorized that free trade between nations. Jesse?
Ricardo.
It is Ricardo. Very good. And you have evened up the score at 15 apiece. World geography for both teams. The name of which country was stricken from the map of Europe by lawmakers in Belgrade? Joshua?
Czechoslovakia.
Cannot accept Czechoslovakia. Vikings, chance to steal this world geography question. Name of which country was stricken from the map of Europe by lawmakers in Belgrade? Hannah?
USSR?
It is not USSR. It's Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia is what we're looking for. We're still tied at 15. General knowledge, ships is the category. The mast nearest the bow in a frigate is known as what? Time on that. We're looking for foremast, the foremast. Science, astronomy is the next category. 3 planets have a period of rotation of about 10 hours. Jupiter is one. Name the other 2. Andrew? Cannot accept that. Vikings, science, astronomy is the category, and it's your chance to steal. 3 planets have a period of rotation of about 10 hours. Jupiter is one. Cole?
Saturn and Neptune.
Saturn is one, but Uranus is the other. Sorry, cannot accept that. World history events is the category, and I'm asking you to put something in order. Arrange these 4 events in proper chronological order. The execution of Charles I, the Franco-Prussian War, the Boston Tea Party, the French Revolution. Dan?
Execution of Charles I, the Franco-Prussian War, Boston Tea Party, and then, oh wait, that was the same order. Never mind.
Cannot accept that, sorry. Vikings, your chance to steal this world history events category. Arrange these 4 events in proper chronological order. Execution of Charles I, the Franco-Prussian War. Cole?
Prussian War, execution of Charles I, Boston Tea Party, French Revolution.
Sorry, that is the incorrect order. Charles I is number 1, Boston Tea Party, then the French Revolution, then the Franco-Prussian War. Both teams, here's the next category, it's literature. Shakespeare was a prolific writer, yet he still found time to provide generations of authors with titles for their books, plays, and movies. Without Shakespeare's help, William Faulkner may have written The Noise and the Anger. Crystal?
The Sound and the Fury.
The Sound and the Fury is correct, and you've taken a 1-point lead. Music, lyrics. What are the first 2 lines of Yankee Doodle? Jesse?
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die.
Cannot accept that, sorry. Vikings, chance to steal this music lyrics category. What are the first 2 lines of Yankee Doodle? Hannah?
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni.
That's exactly right. Tied up the score at 16. The other one. Spelling for both teams. During a high-level summit, the leaders often used joint communique concerning their discussions. Spell communique. Jesse?
COMMUNIQUE.
That's exactly right. Movies is the next category for both teams. After having played a racing cyclist, we will finish the question. This is a movies category for both teams. After having played a racing cyclist, 2 football players, and in a 2002 baseball player, this actor joked that if he does another sports movie, it'll have to be a senior tour on the golf circuit. Who is the star of Breaking Away, Any Given Sunday? It is not Pacino. Vikings, chance to steal this category, and if you get the answer right, we will force overtime. After having played a racing cyclist, 2 football players, and in a 2002 baseball player, this actor joked that if he does another sports movie, it would be about the senior tour on the golf circuit. Who is the star of Breaking Away, Any Given Sunday, Everyone's All-American, and The Rookie? Cole?
Mel Brooks.
It is not Mel Brooks, it is Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid. And with that incorrect response, we do have an ending to our game. Blue Valley Northwest does come out victorious with a final score of 17 to Shawnee Mission West 16. A well-fought game here, a competitive game. And please join us again here next time on Categories as we will bring you another great game of the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout the area.